Hello, thank you for joining me for another uh, lesson on operators. So previously we looked at the arithmetic operators that we can use in JavaScript. And today I want us to look at the comparison operators, which are also known as relational operators. So before I venture into the actual bit of now writing the codes or the statement that we are going to use to understand even better the whole idea of uh, comparison operators, let us go through some notes here and see and be able to get the concept, so that even if we go through the practical part of it, we have an idea of what is expected of us, or what is expected of you as a as someone who is really interested in coming up with a sort of program, a sort of work in JavaScript. You know, JavaScript is one of those programming languages that has been used in the IT world for a number of purposes. It is the footprint for other frameworks uh, like Bootstrap, like various JavaScript frameworks. Apart from Bootstrap, we also have Vue.js, we have AngularJS, we have Meteor.js, we have jQuery, Next.js, we have Gatsby, Express, and we also have Wakanda, we have OpenUI 5, we have more tools. So all these are basically frameworks that are based on JavaScript. So JavaScript has been able to come a long way, and it has been the basis of many of these frameworks that are becoming prominent in web development. So when looking at JavaScript, we cannot help it but mention how far it has come, and the much it has been able to do, and much it has been able to bring to us. And these technologies and these frameworks are bringing a lot of change in web development. So it is worth mentioning what JavaScript has been able to contribute so far. Used to bring interactivity on a web page. Now, the essence is that we make our web pages interactive as much as possible, so that we can be able to retain and attract users more. And as it is stand today, the world is developing, but there are those basic programming languages that, as someone who is really interested in venturing into ICT and IT field, you must have a footprint on there. You must have an idea. You must have what they entails, because we can only understand things when we look at the basic, when we go through the simple, the most basic fundamental ideas that are there. So only then, when we understand the basics, we can be able to develop ideas premised on those simple ideas that have been laid down for us. So we are looking at comparison operators, which are also known as relational operators. Now, if you look at what I have on the screen, there's some information, and we are told that JavaScript support the following comparison operators. Now, in this case, we have two variables, a and another variable called b. Now, in variable a, we have 10 stored in it. In other words, 10 has been assigned to a, and therefore, on the other hand, we have a b being assigned 20. So in B we have 20, in A we have 10. So the first relational operator we are looking at is the equal operator, which is represented by these two equal signs, as you can see. So what it does, it is able to compare the operand you have on the left with that you have with the one you have on the right. Now if both are equal, like let's say both, if we are comparing A and B as in what is given here, if A and B were 20, then it will give us a boolean answer which will be true. But now it will not give us true, because as we have stated there before, that A holds 10 and B holds 20, and as you can see, B and 20 are not the same, so 20 is bigger than 10. So we cannot say that any of those any of the two is bigger, because already we have 20 which is bigger than 10, so it will give us a false answer. Now the next relational operator is not equal to, which is represented by the exclamation mark and the equal sign. So it basically compares what you have on the left with what you have on the right. So if both are not equals, like in our case today, we are saying that A is 10 and B is 20, then we will be able to get a true as our answer, right? So we also have this other relational operator known as greater than sign. So the greater than sign is represented by this symbol right here. So if you have this symbol, it indicates and shows you that the relational operator you're looking at or that you're dealing with is greater than sign. So it basically checks if the value of the left operand is greater than the value of the right operand. If the condition is true, right? If the condition is true, it will give us a yes, or it will give us true. If it is not true, then it will give us false, right? So in any case, these relational operators will always return to us a true or false, right? Which true and false, we know those are Boolean values. So they are there to tell us whether whatever we are comparing are true or false. So then we also have the less than symbol, which is represented by this symbol right here. So this checks if the value of the left operand is less than the value of the right operand. If yes, then the condition becomes true, or it will return true. Then we also have the other one, which state greater than or equal to. Now checks whether the left operand is greater than the right operand. If the value of A is greater or equals to B, it will give us a true. So this is an example of how that can be arrived at. Then we also have the less than symbol, right? So it is less than or equal to, so it is represented to this. So the same applies to this example we have here. These relational operators try to check or to figure out if the left operand is less than or equal to the right operand. If the answer is yes, then the condition becomes true and we will be able to get a true. But in our case, A is not less or equal to B, right? A is less or equal to B, so it will be so the answer will be true. So let's us look at an example of such with within our browser. So I've been able to declare some variables here. So technically I'm going to remove this or delete this one, so that we start from a clean slate. so that whatever I do, you are able to see it happening, rather than explaining without having our hands on this thing, or rather on this idea, will not be great. So let's begin from the scratch. So I've been able to declare some variables, and as you can see, I have variable a and the other one is b. And these variables, as you can see, they are not the same, they are not of the same values. So in a, I've been able to assign 30, and in b I have 7. Then I also have the result being assigned 0, and I also have another variable called line break, technically what I'm using to separate the lines in which I'm writing my code, so that my work is not cluttered, and now that will render my work organized and well prepared, and well articulated. So I'm going to do an example here. We are going to start with the equal to relational operator. So what we do, we say, we write result is equal to a is equal to b. Then what do? We move outside the bracket and do the semicolon. Then the next thing we need to do is to do what we call document dot write okay, oh my goodness, okay, document dot write. I put the so in here I'm going to write a is equals to b. You just go do the bracket as well. So I'm going to write a is equal to b, right? So what will we get when we say, put a decimal there and write result. So I want result to be displayed there. Then here I'm going to copy this so that I save on time. I'm going to copy this and paste it here. So once I have it there, so let's see. Okay, so we've been able to do that. Now let's save this work and see what we have on our screen, what is rendered on the screen. So I'm going to click go live. So you see a is 30 and b is 7, so they cannot be equal. That's why we have false there. Okay, so let's look at the next relational operator. So let's come back here, and now I'm going to just copy this line of code down here so that I can maximize on time. So in this case I'm going to have a not equal to, so I'm going to have this symbol here, exclamation mark, and also this one I'm also going to change it a bit. I'm going to tweak it a bit so that we can be able to see the result. So what do I have here? When I go to my browser, I should be able to see some results. So A is not equal to B, and that is true. That's why we have the Boolean value true right there. So technically, when working with these operators, you'll always get what we call a Boolean result. So the next one is greater than. So let's see if what kind of response are we going to have when we have this variable a greater than variable b. So let's save that, and let's do this. Let's have the answer there. Let's see what we have on the screen. So a is greater than b, so we still get a true as our result. That is what we are getting there. And the next thing we do, we look at let's do less than. Let's do less than and see the result we are going to see. Less than. So we also change the symbol here so that we are able to see what answer are we getting. So when we save, then we change that one there. Then we save. Let's see what we have on the browser. We have true. Okay. So let's go back here, and I'll try to do the same with this is, let's do with less than. Let's do it with the less than symbol and see what we're going to have at the end of the day. So I'm going to change this symbol to less than. Then let me run this code and see. So I can just go, okay, there's something I don't know that is happening to our code right here, because this is document result greater. Okay, so let's see if we do the same down here with a different kind of a symbol where we have less or equals to. Let's see what we've got. There must be some result here. So that one is false. So that one gives us a false as the answer. So having done so, I guess these possibly are the major relational operators that are there. So we will be able to carry on from there next time, and probably we'll be able to cover much and look at what we call logical operators. Now we look at these logical operators in order to understand how the logic of a program can look like, and see how this logic can help us come up with something substantial, something that is able to sort out a problem we have. You see, programming is about having to implement an idea that can sort or solve a real problem you are dealing with at that particular moment in time. So thank you for taking your time and listening to me. See you later.